And yeah, when it comes to tradition and culture, we know him for that. But he's also called Bex. He's an actor, great actor. Bex is here with us this afternoon. Should I say Togbe or say? Sometimes I get confused. I don't know what to place
confused. It depends on the topic.
Yeah, so this one, the Togbe is
This one, Togbe is appropriate.
Medaku, how do you say welcome? Okay, where's on low?
Yo.
Medaku, phone number.
Me force said them.
Afemeto.
Odo.
Devio.
Ole.
Okay, it's okay. Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
And we also have a friend, Nikwade Intre, who is a storyteller at the Ghana Manche Palace and also a cultural activist. He's a poet as well. Obake.
Obake.
Obake. Obake.
And the response is
look at Anita teaching me Ghana.
Obake.
Okay.
And the response is Yo.
You are done. Okay. Obake.
Mm-hmm. So it's nasal.
It's nasal. The last one is nasal.
Yeah.
Obake. Good. What's the meaning?
Obake means you shall surely come. You see, there's an expectation inbuilt when we speak with the long opening vowel.
Yeah.
It's future participle.
Okay.
Obake. You know this name, Namo Ali.
I've heard it, yeah.
If the name is Namo Ali, who would have known?
Oh.
Yeah.
Who would have
Obake
known?
means we expect Ablekuma to come and live with us.
Ablekuma Nanalis. Hey, Ablekuma, the town.
Ablekuma means foreigners or strangers to come and live with us. Ablekuma, Abakumawo. So it's an expectation that people will come and live with us.
Okay.
Obake, you shall surely come.
Oh.
Because we are hospitable, we are accommodating. That's the understanding.
Wow. Yeah. This is the first time I'm hearing this. And it's always been there.
It's always been there. You see, it's been esoteric because we don't often use it.
Okay.
Everyday language overshadows the basic Ga. But within the circles of traditional leaders and elders, they still use it.
So, if I may ask.
Yes, please.
In everyday Ga language these days, when someone arrives, what do you say? Because I have been around Ga people and I've never heard Obake before. So what do they usually say?
Everyday language is atu.
Okay.
But you see, in Ga, greeting is a whole conversation.
Okay.
Yeah. Eno je bleu je bi ameyo jogba shia bi hoy. It's a whole conversation.
Same with the airways too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Understand.
Beautiful. We'll also be joined on the phone lines by Yao Anoche Frimpong, who is a historian and a lawyer, and we try to delve into some funerals celebrated in Ghana. We get to know how they are celebrated, the tourism, the cultural and creative value of these funerals here on Showbiz A-Z. But let me start with you, Francis Doku. You wrote a beautiful piece in Graphic Showbiz, and it's about
Daily Graphic.
Hey, Showbiz. that is what I grew up reading. So
yeah.
Okay, so Daily Graphic, and the column is
Explore Africa.
Explore Africa. A friend of mine at my former station, City, Nana Amajima Santi, yesterday asked me to tell you to be writing one. I'm saying, oh, he's been writing, oh. No, she didn't know you had transitioned from Showbiz, Graphic Showbiz to Daily Graphic.
Oh, okay.
So now she knows.
Yeah, now she knows.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody knows now.
All right. So you have written about the whole Akwaba Wezon Obake controversy. What is in that article?
Well, I feel it's a conundrum that needs some solution, because as you mentioned, as Togwe mentioned, I'm Dangme, and I was born in Accra. I've lived all my life in Accra. I'm 20 and 10 years old. But this particular word is new to me,
Okay.
and I speak Ga. So as Togbi asked, it's not something that happens in normal conversation, because what you know of welcome usually in Ga is a combination of words, sometimes.
Okay.
Like okanyemojro or nale, or combination of words to me.
Okay.
That's in normal language. But again, as Nee mentioned, you need to combine some words. It's a whole conversation. So this obake, which actually I believe means that obabake, like you definitely come.
Okay.
You're certain you come, kind of thing. It's more, in my view, anticipation,
Okay.
than the fact that you've arrived. It's just like okenyomojo, right?
Okay.
Kind
You
of thing.
come again.
No, you would.
The fact that you've come.
You certainly come. You definitely come.
Okay.
In anticipation of your coming.
Okay.
Kind of thing.
All right.
I think.
All right.
So it's a word that I think that, if in my view, and what I wrote was that if there's any benefit, if you like, from this whole conversation, is the fact that we learn new things.
Exactly.
We learn things every day, and it's not new. It's something that exists, but it hasn't been in normal conversation.
Yeah.
So I feel that there's a need to have a proper, dialogue, the kind of conversation to look at what would, in my view, from a tourism perspective, properly, market the destination, Ghana, as a nation branding thing. And I think that we have done well with Akwaaba for a very long time. And I've traveled a bit, not much, but a bit. And most of the places that you go to, the way you're identified with, if you mention you're from Ghana, it's Akwaaba, that kind of thing. If they don't mention Asamoah, or for the older people, they don't mention Abedi Pele, or some of them mention Dede Ayu, and all that. They're going to say, Akwaaba, that kind of thing. So it's something that subtly, in a way, we have done to market our destination, so people know us for that. So I feel that we need to have a proper conversation if we want to expand, the greeting, especially with different regional integrations, into what we have accepted and has branded our destination for a very long time. We need to have a conversation, on how to move on from there. I think the Akwaaba thing may not have been deliberately done to push the destination, but it's something that has been done, over the years. You recall that the CEO of CJ Multimedia, Mr. Joseph Osai, did a lot with that lady who has that port, and is seen all over the world to represent Ghana's, front, because he did some shoots and then put that out, and it became something that, almost everybody adopted, even the embassies kind of adopted to represent Ghana. And so it's been there for a long time, everywhere you go. So my point is that if we want to add on to it, and I see this agitation coming because of the place that is supposed to be the resting place of the biggest unifier of our country, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, was done with an addition of another one, which is Wezo.
Yeah.
And I believe the people of the region feels that, well, if you're going to add another one,
then add ours.
Why don't we add ours rather than pick another one that...
And that's a fair point.
It's a fair point. I believe it's a fair point. But my point has been that there must be some conversation around that and have to agree that, okay, maybe it won't spoil anything if we, for some of our places, we added, a couple more to what we already know. But I think that to take down what we know and put one that is new, that we're all now learning, that is that. I think that for me was the point of departure. So we may have to have a conversation. We don't also know who exactly took it down as it is. I mean, I read a report on my journal online which said that the acting director
said he would not talk.
He said he would
to
not
us
talk.
about it.
Why don't you want to talk? You need to explain to us why you moved down what have been put there and put one that says just one word, a new word, for that. So I believe that the conversation is right to have, but the AA, in my view, it turned out to be a bit more pushing ethnocentrism than to say that, okay, we also deserve to be on the wall. So there must be that conversation. I mean, GTA even came out to deny that they were going to change, Akwaba as the one that represents us.
So the content of that release was actually the fact that they said they had no idea about the supposed change.
Yeah.
So the story wasn't really about they not changing it.
But no, it is, but because they can't change it, because GTA doesn't own the airport.
GTA is
it
a
doesn't
different
own the
exactly.
Yeah, it's not
and
a one that
even with the
manages
Nkrumah Memorial Park. GTA is a different agency.
Absolutely.
The park on its own is an agency.
Yeah.
So
under the ministry.
Under the ministry.
Yeah. So they couldn't. So if anything has to be said, it must come from the Ministry of Tourism.
Exactly.
As it were, but not from the GTA. So I thought that release was really
it wasn't necessary. I think so too. It wasn't necessary.
But I believe because they are the agency that is responsible for managing, if you like, our brand as a nation, because of course the brand Ghana office is gone, so they represent marketing Ghana, in different
and
ways.
Also for the fact that nobody had come out in public to say they were responsible for that. I wonder why they would even release that statement.
I think they needn't have to released that statement, so that that kind of dialogue will go on.
Exactly.
But I believe the conversation now is who authorized the removal of the thing on the wall and they're replacing it with another. But I think the director has a responsibility to respond. The acting director has a responsibility to explain, what goes. Because you don't just get up and change something because people are agitating online. There must be some conversation to go with it. So for me, that was a wrong one. And we must find a way to properly find a way to embrace others into it without taking down the one that has represented our nation, for a very long time in many places. And all that. Because what we're going to do now is to go around the world and tell people that welcome to Ghana is Obake.
Or maybe
not Akwaba.
Or maybe an addition.
Yeah, no, that's the point I'm making.
Yes.
We could add to it.
Yeah,
but if you begin to be removing it in the capital, which represents not just one, ethnic group, but represents the nation, then you're not going to. It means that you're going around the world to tell them that we have replaced Akwaba with something else, which I believe shouldn't be the case. So there's a need to have conversation and see if we are on to embrace others into it. Because if you travel around, I mean, if you go to Kenya, for instance, what you see is Karibu and then English.
Okay.
If you're in South Africa, the biggest welcome word is Sawubona, which is Zulu. But there are about 11 official languages in South Africa. But Sawubona is the welcome for everybody. If you're in a South African Airways, you see the Sawubona in-flight magazine, and that's what greets you. And everybody who would see would say Sawubona, and all that. But there are 11 distinct official languages in that country. So there must be a reason, because tourism is deliberate, and you need to properly agree that this, we believe, is what will sell, and this is what we've done. But if we have to add to it, let's find a way to do it without, in my view, being so literally, if there's a word like that, about it, and go and remove something that's the official who is responsible can't even explain to you.
Okay, I'll let you in. I didn't want to rope the traditional leaders in because of the nature of the conversation.
Yeah.
But I think we can have this conversation. I think that's cool, right? Please shoot.
You see, this is a pushback.
Okay.
There's been series of complaints from the Ghana people.
Okay.
Of schools teaching other languages and not Ghana. And the responses we get is that there are no Ghana teachers. But I'm yet to see any data,
to show that.
Data, yes, to convince me that, of course, we don't have the teachers to teach the Ghana language. So, you realize that this was kind of a spontaneous thing. People are getting fed up with what is happening around them with regards to their language. That's why it caught fire easily like that.
Yeah.
So we must listen to the Ghana people. When they complain about the teaching of other languages other than Ghana, we must listen to them. We must listen to them.
Yeah.
We must do something about it. Because, of course, the metropolitan nature of Accra and multiculturalism and other things will always, subdue your culture, your language. This is my identity. This is me. Ni Kwadentre inje Okuwe, a sub-clan of Bese. I'm gone. This is me. So anything going against that identity will become offensive.
Great.
We must see things in that light.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it should be a bottom-up approach from the various homes. Parents should start teaching or speaking to their kids in Ga. And I mean Ga parents, they should start doing that. Even the traditional leaders should start also communicating some of these words that we've just come to know. Obake. They should do that on radio, on TV. I think some of the Gans should also maybe start establishing big radio stations and start speaking their language, because most of the radio stations that speak the Twi and other languages are owned by those people.
Yes.
So I think it's a very broad topic that needs to be discussed. But anyways, you have a point too. I don't know if Togbe would want to take a bite of this one.
Oh, of course.
Okay.
The way I see it,
Yeah.
I have a bit of a British heritage, and
Okay.
I'm a Londoner as well.
Yeah,
So
you look like one. Yeah.
yeah. And what we need to realize is that diversity is strength. The fact that we have a number of different languages is a strength, and the dominant languages have to realize that in promoting the less dominant ones, it does better for them as well. And that's where it all comes in, that we need to, apart from all the controversy about it, what has it done? It has raised the topic. It has opened up the Ga language for us to understand more.
Yeah.
It has begun to make us wonder what welcome means in different parts
Sure.
of the country.
Sure.
And we would even look at Akwaba even more closely. Do you get me?
Yes.
So in recognizing the diversity, in recognizing the smaller or less dominant languages, it enhances the dominant ones. So just because you are stronger than someone doesn't mean that there are certain things about the weaker one that are not going to help you.
Okay.
And it's a bit of a mindset for us to begin to think, oh, let me look at this person who doesn't speak a lot. Let me speak to them and see what's going on in their mind.
All right.
There is something that might be there that would help all of us. And the fact that it happened around the personality who crafted Ghana is even strange, because he brought in everybody to craft this country of drawn lines on a piece of paper to make us into something that we all begin to be proud of. No Ghana person wants to go and create their own country.
Yeah.
Regardless, we all still love Ghana. And I think that, I'm interested to know what welcome is in Dagbani now. I want to know what they call it. And
All right.
we need to embrace our diversity, and it
Beautiful.
makes us stronger. Thank you.
All right. Joy 99.7 FM 055-1111-997 is our WhatsApp number. You can send in your thoughts, your questions, your comments, and we get them read live on air. Let's take a spin. When we come back, we get into funerals and the tourism, cultural, and creative value.
Roverman Productions, for our 17th anniversary, brings you an original play by Uncle Ibo White, Voices in My Head.
Rod, if you don't leave, I swear I will kill you.
Let me help you. Take this gun and shoot me, because I'm not leaving until I am done.
You think I'm joking? Leave by the count of 3 or I will shoot you.
Even if you count to 100, I will still be here.
1, 2, 3!
Date September 5th, 6th, 7th, 12th, 13th, and 14th. Venue National Theatre. Time Fridays at 7 p.m., Saturdays at 4 p.m. and 8 p.m., Sundays at 1 p.m., 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. Rates early bird 250 Ghana cedis instead of 300 Ghana cedis. Offer lasts till 31st August. Available via Callback short code *365*535# or on the Rover app or at all usual outlets. For inquiries, call 050-554-6010. WhatsApp 050-554-6030. Sponsors Koba and Gino Jollof Mix. Partners National Theatre, Joy FM, Roverman Productions. 17 years of consistency and excellence. Roverman Productions. Be the difference.
This BB Niger season 10, no filters, no scripts, no holding back, cause it's 10 times the drama, 10 times the rivalry, 10 times the game. Pay your subscription today and catch all the drama, fights, and more in BB Niger season 10. Showing on DSTV channel 198 and GoTV channel 149. Watch the Sunday eviction shows live on Aquaba Magic, channel 150 on DSTV. And channel 102 on GoTV.
The luckiest. Luck is everywhere for everyone. Yeah, the luckiest. Luck is everywhere for everyone. Yeah. Money we define every day and night. Mama, dada keep on hustling for the family. The luckiest. Last time 712 hash. You can win some cash. You can be the luckiest with 1 CD. Luckiest with 5,000. The luckiest. The teacher got the market woman. You can be the luckiest. Oh, the luckiest. Luck is everywhere for everyone. You can be the luckiest. The luckiest. Luck is everywhere for everyone. Star 712 hash. Luck is everywhere. Luck is everywhere. Oh, tell me, are you feeling lucky? Because I'm feeling lucky. Because I'm feeling like the ultimate. That we go win. If I win, you win. You could be the luckiest.
The creatives are speaking and the text man is listening. On Saturday, 6th September, Joy FM presents the Showbiz Round Table. Theme: GRA versus Creatives, Taxation and the Future of Ghana's Creative and Digital Economy. We bring together the Ghana Revenue Authority, event organizers, artist managers, bloggers, DJs, MCs, YouTubers, and more to ask the hard questions. What's the price of creativity? And how do we balance taxation with industry growth? Don't miss this big dialogue only on Showbiz Roundtable. Joy 99.7 FM, powered by Joy Entertainment. More details coming soon.
I warned you, Elation.
I never knew that we had some nice stage play like this in Ghana. That's my first
I think it was very, very beautiful. I just love the bits where, with the effect of him going up and all of that. I don't think I've seen something like that.
Epic. We promised you epic, we gave you epic. Don't miss the final run of Wole Soyinka's masterpiece, Death and the King's Horseman, this weekend at the National Theatre. Saturday 30th and Sunday 31st of August, 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. each day. Grab your tickets now for only 200 cedis standard and 300 cedis VIP at www.imagebureaugh.com or dial *714*46#. Death and the King's Horseman. Supported by Neplans Car Rentals, Ghana Tourism Authority, Pack Biscuits, Joy FM, sponsors, Stanbic Bank, Bill Savings and Loans, the luckiest, and proudly brought to you by MTN. This is the final run. Don't miss, don't miss, don't miss.
A mysterious bag, huge sum of money, a gun, a charm, all in one compound house. Tenants who are involved in fraudulent activities and a caring mother. Sika Bottle, a new epic drama series on Aquaba Magic, DSTV channel 150 and GoTV channel 102, premiering 23rd July at 8:30 p.m. Get your DSTV decoder at 89 Ghana cedis and GoTV decoder at 399 Ghana cedis today. Aquaba Magic, Ghana's most loved storyteller.
Joy 99.7 FM.
And that is Adumaku Nyameche with Ajua Pinaman taking us into our next topic, our main topic for discussion today on Showbiz A-Z Joy 99.7 FM. But before we get into that, some of your comments here on the first discussion. This one says, please let's not downplay the sensibilities of so-called minority groups. I am ever, but I sympathize with the Ga people. Nobody likes domination, no matter how minor they will be. None of us will accept this in our places, so don't let's do this to them. Anyway, since when was Akwaba chosen as a national welcome, and by whom, and by which consensus? We need to promote the diversity of Ghana as a bigger brand. This is BB from North Kaneshi. You can also send in your comments now, 055 1111 997. This one says, even if that was the case, one will still ask, why are there no Ghana teachers? Why? Okay, so send in your comments now, but we get into something more detailed and insightful. This is about tourism, cultural, and creative value of funerals in Ghana. Now, funerals play a crucial role in Ghanaian culture. Every ethnic group has its own unique traditions, rituals, and ways of conducting their funerals. Today on Showbiz A-Z, we want to explore how some tribes in Ghana conduct their funerals and what these practices mean to them. And then building on the Dadi Lumba 1 week celebration, we get to understand what really that means. 1 week, which is celebrated or observed maybe a month later, we get to speak to Yao Anoche Frimpon, who will tell us more about that here on Showbiz A-Z Joy 99.7 FM. But let me say hi again to my guests. Hello. All right, so let's go straight to the point. We want to understand how some tribes or ethnic groups, conduct their funeral. Let me start with the Eves. I know there are various.
Yeah.
Should I say tribes? No. How do you call it? I keep getting confused. Tribe, ethnic group, and all that.
Yeah, ethnic groups, sub-tribes, traditional areas, probably.
Okay.
Traditional areas.
Okay. So
the bigger one is ethnic group.
The bigger one.
And then
they share some commonalities, but
traditional areas.
Makes sense. So is ever an ethnic group or a tribe?
I would say we are an ethnic group
with different tribes.
Yes.
So you have the you have the Vedome, you have the Anglo, you have the Tongo, you have the Somo.
And they have dialectal differences in their languages as well.
Yes.
Same with the Gans as well.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So let's start with the Eves. Generally, how do you conduct your funerals?
It's very difficult for me to speak generally about how we all conduct our.
All right, so you can pick
funerals.
one.
But I know my traditional area.
Okay.
There are a number of things that are done when someone dies.
Okay.
And first of all, whoever is there are different kinds of deaths. There's the deaths where someone.
Please, your area is.
So my area is Gledi traditional area.
Yeah.
And it's notable because Afajato is in our town.
Where we came.
Yeah,
we enjoy it. We really enjoy it.
Yeah, so we have Vedome.
Vedome. Okay.
In the Hohwe municipality.
Hey, Uncle Francis, you know areas. Okay, you are a tourist. So.
Yeah.
I forgot you were a tourist.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
So yeah, that's where we are located. And in our town, it is, the way funerals are conducted is very, very specific to the area. Now, as I said, there are several different kinds of deaths.
Okay.
If there is an emergency death, somebody suddenly dies, there's a certain drum that is played, because it could be a war, it could be something, and then everyone has to leave whatever they are doing and run to the chief's house. Wow. There's that kind of death. There's a death where someone has died because they are sick. We all know that the person is sick and the person dies. There are ways in which that is conducted too. Yeah. There's the social status of the person. There may be somebody who will die, and then the following day, or maybe even the same day, the person will be buried. And someone who would die, and there would be months, sometimes even years before the person is buried. So there are various different things that happen. And one of them for sure is whoever is with the person when the person dies, what they call it, must pay attention to what happens and how the person died. Because we have something called Kuvonu, which is kind of an inquest that is conducted by the chiefs after the person dies. And that can be very, very powerful. Because what has gone on in the person's life, who the person has had a dispute with, their debts, things that they have said, all of these things could come out. And it often does during this inquest. And people are fined, and the chiefs have to negotiate between the living and the dead as to what should happen, because you don't want to bury somebody with some sort of ill feeling or unresolved issues. And particularly me, when my father first died, that's what brought me back to Ghana, because he died in the UK. And I had to bring him back to Ghana to bury him. And when we went to the Kuvonu, they asked us so many questions, and they delved into his life, and you begin to see the person a bit more. You begin to understand. Different people come and say different things about them, some not positive, some very, very positive, and all of that is very interesting. And like when the dead body is brought to the town, you can't take the dead body directly to the house. There are a number of things that have to be done. The chiefs have to come and sit down.
Okay.
They have to ask what happened on the way to the mortuary. There are certain prayers that have to be conducted.
Wow.
There's a male and a female that have to be appointed as sort of the guides to that person, to the burying and the conduction of the whole funeral. So there are a lot of we call them konuo. Konuo, which are customs that have to be performed at different times. Some by the in-laws of the children of the dead. Do you get me? There are things that they have to do, like presentations to help their spouses. There's one where if the person was a notable person who built a house in the town, who married well and all of that, there's a certain ceremony that happens which is incredible. They shoot guns and they go around with pictures of the previous dead people. It's a wonder to watch.
Wow.
And people will be asking, oh, who is that person? And then people begin to understand the relationships and who was related to who. Oh, that's my grandfather, that's this person. And that family will go around with the pictures, and then the young men will come around, and then they'll shoot guns and all of that. That's also another part. But that isn't conducted for every single person. It's a certain kind of social stature of the person, you know.
I'm not cutting you, but you mentioned if he married well. What does marrying well mean to your people?
Marrying well means different things to different people. But basically,
yes.
He went through the proper customs.
Performed the
Performing
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Or she did. I shouldn't cut.
He or she.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's several different things. There are things that happen when a chief dies. There are things that happen when a zikpito or a fiato dies, which is different. So if we were to go into
Zikpito is
the stool father.
Okay, stool father, and that is not a chief.
That's not a chief. Not a chief. So a chief has a stool father and a father, a chief father. So the chief, he's the ceremonial father of the chief.
Okay, and that is Zikpito.
That's the fiato.
That's the fiato.
So
father of the chief.
And then you have the stool father. That's the zikpito. Yeah.
So fiato and zikpito, who is bigger?
Ooh, I wouldn't say either one is bigger, but you know, because the fiato is more to the chief, he tends to have a lot more responsibility.
Okay.
And should the chief not be around, the fiato kind of sits in for him, especially.
And it's not biological.
It's not biological.
Okay.
Yes, it's not biological.
But you were a chief, Mankrado of Bledi Bogame.
Yes.
You are not a stool chief or a fiato.
No, I'm not.
You are.
I have my stool chief and I have my zikpito.
Oh, wow.
I have my zikpito and my fiato too.
No, that is beautiful. Wow. Please continue.
Yeah. I mean, there's just so much to it in terms of like there's a final ceremony that happens called Ahatutu, and that's how they come and present certain chiefs and certain drinks and food to the chiefs to tell you that we have finally finished the burial ceremony.
Okay, so all these things, are they before the funeral, or I want to know chronologically?
They are chronologically.
Yes.
I would have to write that out for you.
Okay, so you were saying a number of things, and I was
Yes.
wondering which one comes before the funeral, which one comes after.
The kuwonu,
yes,
the inquest, that comes way before the funeral.
Yes,
you know, so and that determines actually when the funeral can be conducted.
Okay,
because they need to know if the days are right.
Yeah.
And whether it suits the family, whether it suits the chiefs, what other events are going on. All these things are sorted during the kuvonu, the inquest. You get me? And then the final day comes when they bring the body. The body stays in the town square, and the chiefs have to come sit down and warn everybody, this funeral, we don't want anybody smoking the stuff, we don't want any fights. If there's this, if we see any tukara, we call it tukara, confusion going on, we will find the people, this thing. If you have any guests, tell them these notices and all this before a prayer is said, before the body is then allowed to be taken to the house.
Okay.
And then there's the wake keeping. We don't really call it wake keeping these days, but there's a whole wealth of culture that goes on during that period. The dirges, the innuendo of the dirges is just incredibly interesting to know. Some like I hear the wind blowing in the trees. From now on, you're just going to be in the trees. There's so many different things that go on and songs that go on. It's beautiful to witness.
Wow. So, okay. So, how many days do you take for the funeral?
Okay, the funeral, I would say, lasts about 4 days in total. When starting from the Thursday through Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. No, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Monday inclusive?
Yes, Monday inclusive. Monday is accounting day.
Oh, okay. Very important.
Yeah.
Very important.
Monday is the Ahatutu. Also, the day that they inform the chiefs that we have finally finished the funeral.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. So this is Showbiz A to Z on Joy 99.7 FM. You just heard Togbe Adabra the fourth, who is the Mankrado of Bledi Bogame in the Volta region, telling us how funerals are conducted in his part of the Volta region, which is the domain, the Bledi area.
Yeah, Bledi traditional area.
Where Afajato is, that area.
Yes.
Good. All right. Let's get to Nikwadentre. Let's come to Game. No, Game is somebody who's Gan, right? Let's come to Gan.
Game is Ga people.
Oh, so I'm right.
Ganyo is someone who's Ga.
Okay. So let's come to Ga.
Yes,
and then, so from the day that the person dies to when they are done with the funeral, take us through it.
First, I would like us to understand what we mean by human being, for which reason we carry out certain things during the funeral. This is Bomocho, the body. Within the Bomocho, you have your Susuma, which is known as Dogbe or Kla.
Okla here, Fefe.
Okla here, Fefe, yes.
The color that you can't see, you know.
Yes.
You are insulting it.
So that insult means you are insulting the spirit of the person and not the body.
Wow.
And we view death as a transition. Transition, which means the spirit within will go back to the creator.
Okay.
And from the moment that spirit leaves the body, whatever you do to the body, you are doing to the spirit. So we find elaborate means of sending the body away because we know the spirit is still around. It varies depending on status.
Okay.
Normally, when death occurs, once you hear about death, you can go and greet the family, but that's informal because you've not been told. That's not been announced.
All right.
But depending on relationship, one can just go and greet. But then formally, the head of family must be aware. He must be told.
Okay.
And if the person is chief, just like the
ever,
the Jaseche, who is responsible for the stool, will be the first to be notified. Yes.
Okay.
And the Jaseche will call the Jase group.
Who are they?
The Jase group represents the office.
Okay.
The Jase group represents the office that controls the stool. So if somebody is going to be the chief, the Jase people will go to a particular family and pick the person from there. So after that, they become responsible for you, which means you no longer belong to your family. For that matter, they will be the first to be told.
Okay.
But ordinary person is the head of family who will be told.
So is the Jase the Zikito?
No, we also have Zikito. We have Senche.
Oh, you have?
Yes, we have Senche.
So that's the equivalent of Zipitor
Yes.
in Ewe.
Okay,
you are one people. So
just admiring the similarities.
You are one people.
Yes, whoever was Zipitor, that's Senche. Yeah. So once the head of family gets the information, he will call the various heads within the clan, and dates will be set. Once the date is set, you see, once the death occurs, family mood is activated. It's activated. From that moment, the head of family will start wearing dark-colored clothing or apparel.
Yeah.
Yes, which means he's mourning.
Okay.
And yeah. And then the various married persons within will have to inform their partners, because they have to come and pay something. Once you are married and death occurs, you know your partner will have to come and pay something. Now, from there, meeting days will also be announced. And with the Ghana people, we meet on 3 occasions when death occurs. The first meeting is to assign roles. Who is taking care of tables and chairs? Who is taking care of the tomb? Who is taking care of the dress? Who is taking care of food and those things? That's the first meeting. The second meeting is to find out how they are handling these roles. And the third meeting is to finalize everything. After the third meeting, then the actual funeral will take place. Now, culturally, when one dies, the first and second day is put on a chamber pot.
The dead person.
Yes, and supported with pillows to drain the fluid from the person.
In the past.
In the past,
Okay.
to drain the fluid, because when you keep the fluid in the body, the body, yes, easily decomposes. So you drain the fluid from the person, yes, and the person is rubbed with herbs to preserve it.
Okay.
Funeral itself starts with the wake keeping. Then the funeral day itself, and then the burial. We have something called Kuchagbamo. Kuchagbamo is simply means sharing of the sponge, the chewing sponge. In fact, the act of tearing the sponge apart means you are separating the living
from the dead.
Kuchagbamo. So you see them separating the sponge and sharing it. Symbolically, we are telling the dead that you are no longer with us.
What will happen if you don't do that?
It's a cultural practice.
Does it have consequences if it's not done?
We say afe eyemi, afe weyemi. Whether you believe it or not, it does exist. So you do it.
Do we still do it?
Yeah, we still do it.
In 2025?
They don't go with we still do it. Kochagbamo.
Wow.
And this is very elaborate. After Kochagbamo, they party afterwards. But Kochagbamo is to separate the living from the dead on that day. And then the families.
On which day? The day of the funeral?
The day of the wake-keeping, the morning.
The wake-keeping is done on which day? Or it depends?
Any day.
Okay.
Among the fisher folks.
Okay.
Because they don't go to sea on Tuesdays, normally they do their funeral on Tuesdays.
Okay.
Yes. But other families do it Friday and Saturday. And then they do the church service on Sunday. So it follows like that.
And then on Monday?
Accountability. We also do it.
That one is everywhere. The accountable is very, very important.
Yes. Babakunta. Yes, so after the Kuchagbamo, various families will bring things to bathe the cadaver. Things like myrrh, ointments, soap, towels, underwear, mats, and so on. Lemon or lime to bathe the body. If the person is married, if the deceased is male, the wife will have to hold the toes of the man when bathing takes place. Yes.
What is the meaning of that?
When you hold the toes of the man, you are telling the body you are still around. You are still. You see, I've told you we believe the spirit is still around.
Yeah.
Yes. And there's another one, Tofuwo.
Okay.
Poltergeist. When it occurs, we also go and do inquest, like he said.
You also do?
Yeah, we also do. To find out if
what
it's natural or somebody did that to you.
Do you get the result? Do you get the reply?
People get results.
They tell if somebody killed the person, they will tell this person killed the person.
And when the person is going to be buried, normally they put knife in the person's hands in the coffin. Go and revenge. Yeah.
And they do?
They do.
Yeah. they revenge?
Yes, go and revenge.
Togbe, true from your side too?
Perhaps it is true, but I haven't come across it yet.
Okay.
So after the inquest, if they realize it's done by somebody, he's given a weapon to go and revenge.
Now, my producer is saying she thought it was only in movies.
And because we see death as transition, we use flowery words to announce death. Say he's going behind the mirror.
Yeah.
He slept on his left.
Yeah. Why not right though? Why not on his right?
Culturally, we tend to associate right with good things.
Okay.
And so those of us who are lefties are
Sometimes also say,
Uncle Francis, you are lefty.
Yes, I am.
So you write with your left?
I do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's gone to
my class 2 teacher almost beat the living hell out
they beat me and I stopped.
I didn't change. I ran back.
I wasn't the real lefty.
Okay.
They beat me and stopped. Okay.
They say he's gone to the village of the elderly. That's why we announced it. And we also, Azizanya.
What is that?
Azizanya, the estuary. Adam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Culturally, we believe that's where people cross the Rubicon. Yes.
And for Ghana people?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Because I thought Adam people.
We believe that's where they cross the Rubicon. And for that matter, you'll be giving coins.
Why Azizanya? Yeah.
You'll be giving coins in a handkerchief for you to pay the boatman to take you across. We still do it.
Wow.
Yeah. And also, if the person has a very close friend or married, you'll be given a divided cola.
Okay.
It will be tossed. This cola, one must face down, the other up, means you have separated.
Automatically.
Chele gbamo.
Nuku yeje.
Yes, nuku yeje.
Nuku yeje. I'm learning small.
Yes.
I'll be fine.
So these are some of the things we do. But you see, it varies from grouping to grouping within the same Ga enclave. But generally, this is the way it is.
Well, let me come to Togbe, then I'll come back to you. Togbe,
yeah.
I also heard that among the Eves, when somebody dies, let's say somebody dies in a different community, which is not Ewe community, let's say somebody living in Accra dies, and maybe they bury the body here. They can't take the body to hometown. They take the nails, they take the hair to hometown to bury. Is it true?
Yes, that's very true. I mean, because of my British thing, we've had family members that have died abroad, not being able to bring the body all the way back. At least the nails and the hair have to be brought back home, and then tradition is performed so that we can tell the elders that at least a part of the person has come back home, and that saves a lot of problems sometimes, because it can be very expensive to fly the body all the way from somewhere and bring them back home.
Wow. Nails and hair.
Yeah.
And I hear they also conduct a mini funeral of a sort sometimes.
Yes, there's a process that goes on. There's a tradition that goes on in that
what I can't say, Nyankomade.
Nyankomade, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right, Joy 99.7 FM. Yeah, Showbiz A-Z. Okay, so we've done Ga Ewe. Let's get on the phone line and try to get some Akan perspective before we come and do the cultural creative value of funerals. So we have on the phone lines Yao Anoche Frimpong, who is a historian and a lawyer. He couldn't make it to the studios, but he's joined us on phone now to talk to us on this topic. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. I'm at my father's hometown, Offenso.
Oh, okay. You are at Offenso at the moment.
Yes.
Thank you very much for taking time off your schedule to speak to us today on the show.
Welcome.
Okay, so today we're talking about funerals and how they are conducted among different ethnic groups and tribes. We've done Ga in the studio and an Ewe in the studio, and we're coming to you to give us a perspective on how the Akans, or let's say, Akan is very broad. Let me use Ashantis for that matter. How they also conduct their funerals from the day the person dies to the day the person is buried. Kindly take us through that.
Okay. What happens is that, well, first let me say that all the Akans, Fante, Ahanta, Bono, Achem, Kwawu, Asante, Akwapem, Danzema, all of them, they have it the same way. You know, when a person dies, and usually let us use a man, if it is the male, the first thing that is done, well, in this sense, whether male or female, the moment you die, they will call the head of family to pour the first libation. That is to notify the ancestors who are already there in the underworld that one of their own has embarked upon a journey towards them. And so they should be prepared to receive him. So that is the first one. Okay. The second one is that in the olden days, immediately they will bath the person and then place him at a particular portion of the house or maybe the kitchen, and then hold on for about 2 days. You know, I believe that it was a very good thing our people learned to find out whether it was just a comatose or real death. Then after 2 days, they are very much firm on their minds that the person is dead.
I'm not cutting you. I'm not cutting you, lawyer. Okay, so were there times that people that they thought were dead maybe came back to life after going through that process?
Many times, not only among the Akans, everywhere in the world, because we didn't have the machines or the facilities to detect whether a person had died or not. But because they kept having the experience of people waking up somehow, sometime, and then they're thinking that hey, somebody was sorry, a ghost had come back. I believe over the years they felt that they had to keep the corpse or the body there for some time. And usually, it's not like the Muslim one where you are buried within a day. No, hours, they will have to keep the body for at least 2 days. And I'm continuing that in these days, they will keep the body in the mortuary and then wait sometimes 1 month, 2 months, 3 months for the funeral. And then as the funeral is taking place, the body too will be lying there. But in those days, they will first dispose of the body before fixing a time for the funeral. So let me make it like present day, more or less.
Okay.
Now, when this thing happens, the wife, whether in those days or these days, what we do is that it's part of the custom that the head of family would expect that you will move to your own house. You will leave the matrimonial home. And then these days they don't collect the key, but appropriately they will have to collect the key to the room where the man has all his personal belongings. Then you will move away. And the head of family will send family members to come and notify you that their relative is dead. So from this point, you are being made to know that you only came for marriage. The man you married is no more. And the corpse is theirs, is their property. So you are now being treated as an outsider. So it is they who would rather come and notify you, even though you were not living with your husband and he died possibly in your house. But customarily, they will have to come and notify you and your children that their relative that you married is now dead. Then they would invite you and then tell you the necessary processes towards funeral. Please, at this juncture, we are learning. Those who are listening, it happens many times that some wives would even litigate in court that my husband said I should bury him when he dies in whatever, Wudome hospital, or he said he has lived in Dodua for long, so he wants to be buried at Dodua. No. The moment a person dies, especially with us, the accounts, it is the head of family who comes in to dictate everything. So even where the man in his lifetime...
Lawyer, regardless of whether the man left a will that states what should be done to his body...
That is what I'm coming to.
Okay.
I was just going to add that even where the man left a will or any notice to the effect that his body should be treated this way or that way, this one in law is referred to as death wish, D-E-A-T-H, death wish. And it's never legal. It's not anything that the head of family would respect if he would not want to respect. And the court will be behind him because the moment you die, you don't own anything under the sun. The only thing that could be said to be yours technically is the estate. So it will cover your wishes, will cover your estate. It does not include your body. So the head of family will decide where you will be buried. I'm sure not long ago you heard Daddy Limber's head of family pointing at where he's going to be buried, and that is what the accounts do. Now, when the time comes on the funeral day, early in the morning, the dead person's relatives will wake up and start wailing. Early in the morning, all the women in the family will start wailing. It is a way of notifying the community that their relative is dead. Then they would go back, everybody will wash down and come and sit at the family house to receive visitors. Those visitors will come and greet them and go back. That will start at about 6 a.m. Within 2 hours, they will be dismissed. They will go home, bath again, and now come back to prepare the body, laying the body in state and then taking it for burial. At the funeral, when you see people wearing red, all the people wearing red, it shows that red mourning clothes. It means they are the immediate members of the man's family. They are supposed to wear red. And then those who are sympathizers, mourners, well-wishers, they wear black. So among the accounts, in particular the Asantes, everybody, once you grow up, and my father did the same to me, the moment you are an adult, they give you two clothes, a black one and a red one. The black one is called kuntunkuni. blood. So anytime somebody dies who is not directly related to you, you are supposed to attend the funeral and you wear black. If the person is from your family and close to you, you wear red. Then one thing about funerals among the accounts is that it is not just an obligation for everybody. It is more or less compulsory. That is the reason why among the accounts, when you offend somebody seriously, he tells you that when I die, don't attend the funeral. For us, it's like the greatest punishment you can ever undergo. Because for us, everybody is supposed to attend the funeral. And then somebody will ask, because I'm narrating things that everybody in Ghana knows, but I have to tell them rather the philosophy behind funerals so that it becomes cultural, it becomes academic. The first reason why everybody attends a funeral is that we go there to see off a person who will not otherwise meet again. So it is everybody's obligation to go there and see him off. The second one is that I can't believe that life is a transition. So we transit from the real life to the underworld. And we have to accompany the person to make the journey easier. Just as you are talking to me, you want to travel to your hometown. Where is it? Maybe Koforidua or whatever. And then you have people to see you off. Definitely you will feel very good. So that I can't believe that we have to all come together, go and see off this our friend who is traveling from where we are to the unseen place. That is why everybody is supposed to be there. And then also, it is at the funeral that we plan so many family things, because certain places like Winneba, they all have festivals, but it is once a year. But when we have a funeral, because every member of family, including those outside the country, are supposed to attend, it becomes an opportunity for all of us to meet and take decisions affecting the community and take decisions affecting the family. So many times you hear that when there is an important meeting for any group within the family, they said that, oh, Papa Kojo Mensa a year, be a better October, and Timomian family in October will be a beba, like Papa Kojo Mensa's funeral will be in social October. So let's face the meeting for that time. So it is a time that we meet. It is also the time that, apart from festival, we see the chief and all his elders, because it is an obligation for everybody to be there, including the funeral, the chief. Meanwhile, I nearly forgot, and because I mentioned the chief, I have just remembered. When the person dies, the head of family is supposed to send a bottle of wine, alcohol, like schnapps, and a small, maybe 100 Ghana, 200 Ghana, to the chief's palace to notify him that one of his subjects is dead. We call that type of notification and kai and sa, just to notify him. And after that, whatever preparation that the head family is making towards the funeral, you don't leave out the chief. Then on the day, as I'm saying, we are all there. Again, another reason why we are all there is that listen to Amati Dade's song. It is at the funeral time that accounts begin to feel that they would also die one day. Otherwise, they don't remember it. They keep working hard. They keep working and amassing wealth. But during funeral time, when you wear black and you see others wearing red, and you see everybody mourning, that is when you also begin to realize that you will not live forever. And so, therefore, on that occasion, there will be a lot of mourning, singing, dancing. Why the mixture of mourning, singing, dancing, and drumming? It is because on one hand, it is merry-making. Why merry-making? I can't believe that life continues. Life continues. And so whether he's dead or he's not dead, he's going to the other world, and it is another life. So we should enjoy. We should make merry. We drink. Why do you drink? The center of meeting between the living and the dead it's always the alcohol. We pour drink and we communicate with the dead. And so on that day, everybody drinks as a way of saying that it is a meeting between the ancestors and ourselves. And then why do we make merry? I've already explained that. For us, let's continue. So we have to enjoy. It's a proverb that him. So we have to enjoy that day.
Lawyer,
and then also,
Lawyer,
it is on. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
There is one thing that I think we missed. Usually, there is a 1 week celebration.
It is not a celebration.
It's
it is 1 week observation. When the person dies.
Good.
Yeah. Sorry, I fixed it into it without separating it.
Okay.
When somebody dies, in the olden days, it was exactly 1 week. The 1 week among the accounts was not actually, it was the 8th day. So if he died on Thursday, it will be the next Thursday. But now, because of so much preparation, and then they need to inform everybody, it will not be the exact 8th day, like Lumber's own. They can even make it 1 month or 2 months before they do the 1 week.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. And that 1 week, the purpose of the 1 week is for the head of family to meet the family members and all the friends of the deceased person to let them know the arrangement for the final funeral rites. The final funeral rites. So that is the time we will know the date. So Lumber's funeral, whatever it is for the 1 week that the family would officially notify everyone the date that they will do the real funeral.
Okay.
So that is it. Yeah, if I should add that too.
Okay, and please, so before you go on, and when I spoke to Nikwade and Togbe, they mentioned inquest. When the person dies, they go and find out what maybe killed the person. Is this so with the Ashantis?
Please, it is 100% so. Because maybe you offended someone, and if you don't do it, other people too will die in the family. So you have to find out. And then also, if you ask the Ewes and the guys, they will tell you the same thing. When you are sick and the illness is very severe, that is when the family members will ask you whether you have committed any offense. Tell them so that they will go and plead with the person to release you because they feel that you have been bound spiritually. So this one, both Ewes guns and then ours too is the same. So they do inquest all the time, and they will tell. Maybe that's why they always blame wives. That it is a wife who killed them. It is a wife. Normally, every successful man who dies young among the accounts, it is the wife who kills him. So that one is no more straight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lawyer, can you wrap up for me? Yeah. Before we let you go, can you sum up everything for me?
So my summing up is that for us, the accounts, the funeral is an occasion to see up the dead. It is an occasion also to remember all our brothers and sisters who are already dead. And it is an occasion for us to understand that very soon we will also die. And then lastly and most importantly, when a person dies among the accounts, he goes with the white coat. We lay him in state, in white. Why it is white is that we believe he has fought a very hard battle. And now he has succeeded, he has won, and he's victorious. So when somebody dies, we don't say bad things about the person. The person has left us successfully. And we also believe that the ancestors are meeting him on the way. And if the funeral is very big and is so well attended, the ancestors over there meet him and they put white calico on his body. They put calico on his body to meet him, and then everything white, powder, everything white under the sun. That is why for accounts, if you are not given a decent burial, it is so bad. But lastly, there are certain people who are not given decent burial among the accounts. If you ever committed murder, and the society gets to know too, if you die as a result of a suicide, it will start bad people, bad deaths. I mean, they don't give you a decent, they quickly bury you. And if you are so young, you die, they don't perform funerals at all. And when they give decent funerals, it's a lot of people die. So when you die as an adolescent, something quickly, they go and bury you, and they don't do anything comprehensive. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yaw Anoche Frimpong, who is a historian and a lawyer, for letting us know much about the Akan tradition culture when it comes to funerals. Showbiz A-Z on Joy 99.7 FM. You can send your questions 055-1111-997. I have New Kwade Intre here. I have Togbe Adabra the fourth here, and Francis Dohu as well. No, so he mentioned, I asked him about 1 week. Do we do 1 week in the Ewe funerals? Sorry.
1 week in Ewe land.
Okay.
However, I mean, people are adopting all kinds of things these days, but traditionally, we don't do it.
Okay. Ni?
We don't.
Okay. All right. But as we speak now, Daddy Lumba's 1 week observation is ongoing at the Black Star Square, and a number of musicians have done tribute songs for him or in honor of him, and one of those is his former group mate, Nane Champon.
As the highest of all the mountains, and saviors will be raised in the church to deal with the world system. And let it be now. We need to have a national focus. We don't have to lose this ambition, or else we work against the Great Commission.
They are equipped in righteousness, the agenda to possess the nations. Welcome to an equipping center of the word and prayer on Pentecost Hour.
Pentecost Hour comes to you on Joy 99.7 FM every Sunday at 1:30 p.m. Hits FM on Mondays at 5:30 a.m. and Joy Prime TV on Saturdays at 7 a.m.
Feel the excitement. Enjoy the conversation. Come with us on this exciting journey of growth and personal development. We challenge you to break the status quo, step out and do big things. Catch host Reverend Albert Okran as he vibes with CEOs, experts, and changemakers. Right here on Springboard, your virtual university. Now showing every Sunday at 9 p.m. on Joy News TV, 7 p.m. on Joy 99.7 FM, and streaming online on Facebook and YouTube. You can't miss it. Partners, MTN Ghana, Enterprise Group, and the Ghana Grows Program. a collaboration between MasterCard Foundation and Springboard Roadshow Foundation. Media partners, Joy FM, Joy News TV and Graphic. Springboard, your personal value will shoot up.
Here's where we turn around. Here's where we turn around.
Roverman Productions, for our 17th anniversary, brings you an original play by Uncle Ibo White, Voices in My Head.
Rod, if you don't leave, I swear I will kill you.
Let me help you. Take this gun and shoot me because I'm not leaving until I am done.
You think I'm joking? Leave by the count of 3 or I will shoot you.
Even if you count to 100, I will still be here.
1, 2, 3.
Date, September 5th, 6th, 7th, 12th, 13th, and 14th. Venue, National Theatre. Time, Fridays at 7 p.m., Saturdays at 4 p.m. and 8 p.m., Sundays at 1 p.m., 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. Rates, early bird, 250 Ghana cedis instead of 300 Ghana cedis. Offer lasts till 31st August. Available via Callback short code *365*535# or on the Rover app or at all usual outlets. For inquiries, call 050-554-6010. WhatsApp 050-554-6030. Sponsors, Koba and Gino Jollof Mix. Partners, National Theatre, Joy FM, Roverman Productions. 17 years of consistency and excellence. Roverman Productions. Be the difference.
Ah, Ma, have you received the delivery?
See, the rider's bay. Send in the momo.
Okay, *176.
Paco, don't you use a smartphone? Use a momo app, ne?
Huh? Abba app.
Hey, I want to say a millennium, say millennial. Inim. Oh, millennium for young nyazi. Switch to the app. Oh, you're smart. And oh, you're secure.
Enter a world of possibilities with the Momo app. Pay your favorite merchant, pay utility bills, and borrow from our wide range of lending services. Move to the app side today. MTN.
Wherever you are, the game is nothing without you. It's on like never before this season. Every major league, every cup, every qualifier, the players, kudos, Semenyo, Iñaki, the goals, the emotions, and the bragging rights. It's all on SuperSport, available on DSTV and GoTV. Get your DSTV decoder at 89 cedis and GoTV decoder at 399 cedis. DSTV, your home of entertainment. Go TV. Love it.
In every community, the skyline is dotted with uncompleted buildings, some at the foundation and others at lintel or roofing level. Each one tells a story, a dream, a home in the making, because home ownership remains one of humanity's greatest desires. Wherever you are on this journey, whether you are breaking ground, building up, or simply furnishing your space, the Joy News EcoBank Habitat Fair is designed with you in mind. Join us from Friday, the 12th of September to Sunday, the 14th of September 2025 at Good Park near Accra Mall for Joy News EcoBank Habitat Fair 3rd Clinic 2025. Let's help turn your home ownership dream into a lived reality. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, partners the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair and brought to you by Drive EVGH. Drive into a sustainable future. Virtual Security Africa. Security for all. Safety and home solutions. You think of a door? We have it. Superlock Technologies Limited. You deserve the best. EPS Pipes, connecting you to life. Elegant Homes and General Construction Limited, where quality meets value. Gold Key Properties, transforming the landscape. Ayuda, Ghana's #1 services app. App Bako, Services Bibre. Special Gardens, Memorable Living. DBS Industries Limited. We truly are your roof masters. Door masters, the best indoors. Lesh Fortune Limited, unleashing luxury with perfection, one space at a time. LandlordAfrica.com, bringing the real estate industry to your doorstep. The Builders Market, bathroom, get it right. Right House Energy Limited, let's build smarter energy together. Masters in solar installation. Syntex Tank, Air Strong, Air Tough. Interplast, we make sure water reaches you even in space. Gilbert Security Doors, protecting lives and properties. Clifton Homes, beautiful homes, wise investments. Western Villas, where dream meet reality. EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair 2025. Dream it, own it, live it.
It's Showbiz A to Z.
It's Joe 99.7 FM, Showbiz A to Z. My name is Kwame Dadzie. Show brought to you by MTN Everywhere You Go Superstar Multi-Fruit Drink. And this show is produced by Philip Nye, supported by Oma Piohe, aka Anitate. Olivier Fangnon is on social media. There is exciting news for everyone looking to join the MTN family or grab an extra MTN SIM card. All MTN SIM cards are available for the incredible price of 10 Ghana cedis. Just 10 Ghana cedis. So just go to any MTN service center, Connect store, or your nearest authorized community shop. Take advantage of this fantastic offer and remember to purchase your new SIM card and get connected. All you need to do is to bring your valid Ghana card. Very simple. Experience the most amazing network when you join the Yellow family today. And then for the food lovers, something is happening from Saturday 20th to Monday 22nd September at Place 100, the cleanest, greenest, and most elegant park in Accra. Place 100 is located on the Independence Avenue in Ridge near the AU roundabouts and next to the physicians and surgeons. So come along with the entire family and let's enjoy a long weekend sampling and purchasing small plates and from the best local and international food, drinks, and lifestyle brands in town. There will be entertainment, lots of fun for all ages. And it's just 50 Ghana cedis. If you are under 5 years or over 65 years, it's free. Just buy your tickets on Ego Tickets or follow Accra Premium and Accra Food Festival on social media for more information. The Accra Food Festival 2025 is powered by Accra Premium, sponsored by Joy Prime, Hits FM, Melcom, Meban Capital, and Bill Aqua. Still right here on Showbiz A-Z, Joy 99.7 FM. Good news for all betting influencers. Time to be rewarded as the next big sports betting influencer with Betway. Please bet and share your codes with friends, fans, and followers. And if they place bets using your code, you earn 4% of their wager. It doesn't matter if it's a win or a loss. If they bet, you earn cash. And the more people that bet with your code, the more you earn. So start betting, sharing, and winning with Bet Influencer. Exclusive to Betway. Yeah, tomorrow we're having Glorified concert by Perez Music. And we're also having the Grace Effect with F.A. Grace, a live recorded concert happening tomorrow at the Destiny Arena, Makers House Chapel International, Kwabenya, 4 p.m. Guest artists all the way from the USA. And we have Jekyll and Carr. From Ghana, we have Joe Metal, Pastor Isaiah Ofosukwache, Sisi Chum, Kwekute, Lordina the Soprano, Team Eternity, and many more. Tickets are selling for students 100 Ghana cedis, standard is 150, VIP 300 Ghana cedis, VVIP is 500 Ghana cedis, and then a family of 5, 650 Ghana cedis. Tickets, short code star 928 star 428 hash on the media partners at Dome FM, Adom TV, Joy FM, and Joy Prime. This quarter, Roverman celebrates 17 years. Wow. And in partnership with the National Theatre and Joy FM, it brings you an exciting and thrilling uncallable white masterpiece, Voices in My Head. And Nia Ejiji Ewomichim. Shesley had it all: fame, love, and a voice that moved nations. Then a scandal silenced her voice. Her crown vanished and her name was ruined. Drowning in shame, she thought she was all alone until Rod, the ex she betrayed, walked back into her life. But unknown to Rod, he has stepped into more than broken memories. He's entered a battlefield for her soul where hope and despair collide. And it will take more than love to win. Voices in My Head shows at the National Theatre on 5th, 6th, 7th, 12th, 13th, 14th September 2025. And the times are Fridays 7 p.m. 1 show only, Saturdays at 4 p.m. 8 p.m. 2 shows only, Sundays 1 p.m. 4 p.m. 8 p.m. 3 shows. And you can enjoy early bird promotion price at 250 Ghana cedis till 31st August tomorrow. Yeah. So So look sharp. And then after that, the prize goes to 300 Ghana cedis. You can buy your tickets via Koba short code 3*365*535# on all networks. Tomorrow is a Sunday, and as usual at 1:30 p.m. we have Pentecost Hour with the chairman, Apostle Eric Nyameche. Some of your comments here. This one says, good evening. We are young, and with these discussions, I think we've learned a lot from our panelists, from your panelists. Good work done, Isaac Kaswa J. River. Good evening. I believe we waste too much time, resource, and money on this one-week funeral event. This is putting too much pressure on the society at large. We should rethink and have our funeral once and for all. Let's learn from the Muslims. It's very simple. It doesn't make sense wasting too much on the dead. Prosper from Dakuman, Accra. All right. Showbiz A-Z on Joy 99.7 FM. My name is Kwame Dadzie. Now getting to the second leg of the discussion, which is the tourism value of funerals. And this one takes me back to funeral tourism, the whole agenda that was announced some time ago during the tenure of former Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Mohammed Awar, Makoko Kumanti, and all that. It was in the news. And okay, today we are trying to get into that. Francis Doku is a tourism person. He is the West Africa rep for the African Tourism Partners. He's been in this industry for a long time. In the creative space, he's there. In the culture space, he's there as well. Let me start with him. The tourism side of funerals. Have we tapped into that so well in this country?
Maybe not in a deliberate way. But Kwame, before I go there, maybe I should also mention a few things about...
Oh, okay, the funeral.
From Dangbe perspective.
From Dangbe, oh, I forgot.
Yeah. Well, I should say that. Well, I have lived in Accra, all my life, so I can only talk about snipers of things that I know. And some of them are kind of, related to most of the things that have been said from Ga, Ewe, and Akan, traditions. I think we all agree on one thing as different people, but with the fact that death is not an end, in a sense that you're transitioning into a different space. So I think Dangbes believe that as much as possible. Dangbes also believe that ghosts are real, know. So if you don't do Pade, yeah. Okay. So if you don't do the right things, the spirit of the person will just be around, either a malevolent spirit and scaring young people and hurting people, or especially if the person was wronged, in a way, you need to go through all the process to make sure that they are properly pacified before they are buried, as it were. I think one other thing that you mentioned and you asked me about is the fact that for us, Dangbe, we say that our person doesn't sleep outside our home, like kind of thing. Like, so they don't bury you outside. You have to be brought home and buried where your father, your ancestors were buried. But if for any reason you can't make it, then part of you had to be brought for the right rituals to be made, and then you're buried. So it's very important to note that that's a very important part of Dangbe thing. And I think another thing is, and again, Tagwe mentioned about how proper processes have to be done for marriage to ensure that the person is buried right, in the sense that if you didn't, and this thing happened so many years ago, where people just give birth to people without meeting the family properly to perform marriage rites. Now, if the person dies, if a woman dies, the man would have to perform the necessary rites before they bury, the wife. Yes, because
if you didn't do that,
you have children with a person, but you had not, done the right marriage rites, you will have to pay a certain amount. From where I come from, currently you need to pay about 20,000 for all the things that have to be done, and then you get a black goat, or is it sheep, one of the two, to perform the rites, so that the person who's dead would, finally, rest properly. So there are a few things that are similar, and all that, and the processes from the weekend of the marriage and all that. And I saw similarities that on Monday, it's account. The Monday is where we do accounts. We need to know what everybody contributed, and what, especially to find out what debts anybody incurred in the process of, so that we are properly compensated. Or if they made any profit, we see how to share it so that it doesn't go into this thing. So it's important, and I think those are some of the things. So funeral is not the end of life. I mean, if you're studying some of the things that white people write for our studies in social studies and civics and all that, you see that stages of life, death is the end of the stages of life, from birth to it. But we know that it's really not in our traditions, that death may be the beginning of a new way. So we have to, in the end, celebrate your transition into that. And Dangwes also believe, I think, that seriously, there's no natural death, to an extent, to a fair extent. But then if there is, we need to properly find and be sure that this person died of any natural causes without anybody doing that. And so Ghanaian funerals are a bit, and that brings the bigger conversation of how do we properly integrate that into our tourism offering. Exactly. I think when this was mentioned, perhaps a lot of thoughts didn't go into it.
Exactly.
In other countries, I mean, if you're speaking to people from Southern Africa, East Africa, and all that, if you die today and you're buried within you're buried after 1 week, it's too long a time. Yes, most countries in Africa, down south, eastern, and all that, within 1 week you should be having buried. So when we tell them about Ghana that somebody died and a month later the person hasn't been buried,
sometimes 3 months.
It's so strange to them. Like, they can't believe what exactly is happening. Why are you keeping somebody for so long, a time and all that? So we're a bit different, because of our traditional and cultural, things that we do. We have different ethnic groups and tribes and all that. But when it comes to death and funeral, there's a lot of similarities in what we do. And so I think there must be a way to look at how to properly leverage that for our tourism offering, because tourism is actually culture, and Ghana is very strong on cultural tourism. And funeral is so embedded in our culture that to ignore it without a proper, deliberate way to leverage it, I believe will be missing a lot. And so how do we go around that? I think from the perspective of the overriding, if you like, ministry responsible for tourism, they need to properly understand the role that this plays in the things that we offer as a destination. Point will be that, would people travel here just to come and attend a funeral? Or can we create a certain perspective about how to let people know the processes that funerals go through? I mean, we could pick a few of them from different tribes. There's a place in South Africa called Lesedi Cultural Village, where if you go, they take you there and then they show you the cultural aspect of our 5 tribes within South Africa, how they started, where they are, and the things they do. I believe those are some of the things that we'll have to do. Create a kind of a museum, not necessarily a place where things about funeral are put, but active live museum where when you go, there's demonstration about how for instance, if it's Ghana funeral, these are the things that are done. If it's Ewe funeral, these are the processes. If it's Akan funeral, these are the processes. And we also know that thanks to modernism, where people have converted to different religions, there's also, for instance, the Christian, if somebody says that I am converted and I'm for this church, they probably will not go through the same process, of tradition as if somebody who is not, will go through. So there's a need to.
Let me give you an example.
Yes.
Okay. So my mom's side is Ewe.
Yeah.
So I asked Togbe a question on when somebody dies and the person lives elsewhere, how they take the nails and all that. that I know Christians who go through that as well. They are Christians, all right, but when they die, and they die maybe somewhere else, and they are buried there, Christians, they still take, after the pastor has done everything, the busuapeni, those family people will still come and take the hair and the nails.
I think it's what the lawyer mentioned.
Okay.
In the sense that once you die, you belong to the family.
Yeah.
So your death wish may not necessarily be one. But some churches are very strong about it. I mean, for instance, the Catholic Church, the Presbyterian and all that, they are very strong. Once you have told them you converted and you're in their books and all that, they will remain strong about it. But of course, there's always that fight about tradition and modernity, tradition and other religions, and all that. So that fight will continue, and people would say that. I mean, because there are people who may have said that they are converted, but they still have some allegiance to their homes, and all that, and they will say that maybe even if I die, do this. So there's always that fight. But I believe there are some also who, because they're going to be buried by the church anywhere, not necessarily taking a person to their home, they would insist on Christian burial, and some of those prevail. But there are some that would say that, okay, we'll give him because the person comes from a particular place, and so we'll let that happen. I'm just saying that there must be a way that we can look at the two from different perspectives, the traditional one, and if there's any way that it segues into the modern one, let's find a way and let people who would travel to come and experience it know about it. So we don't have to, the crux of this, and let me end off that, have to totally rubbish the fact that we can, as a destination, marry our funeral properly integrate into our tourism offering, and let people who come here come to learn about it. I believe that what we've done today, what Togbe has done, what Ni has done, what Mr. Lawyer has done, would have educated people on some of the things that we do at funeral. It's not just end of life. It is, a whole celebration, a whole process, a whole tradition of things that go on. And we can package that, in my view, to sell to people outside. Because as a destination, we are very different from other destinations. South Africans may not, or Kenyans or people in Botswana may not be too much into this funeral thing like we are. And so for them, it may not be a big deal to package it as it is. But if it is, and as we have discussed here, it is a very big part of our culture, I think that could be put in a bottle, branded, and sold to people who want to have a taste.
Good
of
one there. Let me come to you, Togbe Adabra.
Yeah.
So in the Volta region where you come from, how do you assess the tourism impact that funerals bring to the region?
I would say there is a tourism value to it.
Okay.
In that it is more local tourism.
Okay.
So someone dies, they may be they've been to school in the Ashanti region, they are on their school platform. All those people would support the person and come to the village during the funeral.
Okay.
And that is tourism. It may not be seen as tourism, but there is that value because they're all going to flood to Gledi. They're going to see things that we do during our funeral. They may not have come at all ever to Gledi, but because they went to school with someone whose mother is from Gledi and is dying, they've come. They've seen Afajato, and they've decided to climb. So that's where the tourism, for me, I see the tourism value. There may be villages in the Ashanti region that I would never go to, but someone who I play tennis with, their mom may have died over there. I want to support them. They become a very good friend of mine. I go there. Many of us all go there. That is also tourism. We go there, we spend, we go into hotels over there.
Yeah.
That's the tourism aspect to it, Then also, just taking off my Togbe hat for a little bit.
You are getting into the arts.
And getting into the arts a little bit. Our filmmakers.
Yes.
They need to look into the value of these cultural things and build them into their films. Because people are interested in the culture. And if you were to do, we have a ceremony doing funerals on the Saturday morning where someone will come and just give 5 CDs, someone gives 10 CDs, someone says, and they said, oh, he was my brother, oh, he was my cousin, he was this, we call it Nutatra. The significance, and then the whole thing ends with a certain chief that has to come and close that ceremony. And then they'll be saying Fiayalo, which means the chief is about to leave, so come and give your little donations. The significance of that can be used into a story, and someone would see it, and films travel everywhere. So we need to, as filmmakers, look at the minutiae of our traditions and our cultures and build them into our films. And that's another way of which people would be interested to come and see more. Then my final point that I wanted to make is that yes, everybody is going to die one day. But how do they live? And I wrote the other day on one of our platforms, we are busy prioritizing the burying of the dead. So much so that we are not taking care of the living well enough. So that they don't become the dead. Then we get more of the dead. And we even become busier. Then the cycle starts over again.
All right.
God, help me mourn the living. Let's make better lives for the living so that we don't have as many of the dead. Or at least when they do die, they have lived a good life. Because we're all going to die anyway.
Yeah.
But how do we live? That's just to address a little bit of what Prosper from Dakuma was saying. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Can I just add a small point to say that, you see, what Toby spoke about, the first part of what he said was, it's something that happens already. I mean, if somebody from our circle, dies, there's definitely the opportunity for us to, if the person has to be taken to their hometown to be buried, for us to go. That's what happens.
Yeah.
I think the conversation would be, how do we, how are we going to be more deliberate about, for instance, I mean, if there's a hotel has a funeral rate card, so that if you're coming to a place, maybe you don't have to pay the
Lumba's funeral that is being taken to Kumasi, for example.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that there's a particular deliberate that, like, based on conversations that I've had with the GTA or the tourism ministry, that you could have this as a policy. So if people are coming, you don't charge them the same thing as every, because this is a specialized rate. If you're renting anything and it is based on funeral, you would have to, I mean, there must be that conversation, in my view, because it's so integrated in our culture that we need to be very, very deliberate about it. Because as it is now, it is, a bit ad hoc, as and when basis things happen, and we take advantage of that. But this conversation, in my view, is to look at taking it to a more policy level and being deliberate.
Depending on the type of funeral.
Absolutely, about it.
Thank you.
Sure.
So, in your locality, what do you think funerals have contributed to the tourism industry?
See, let me mention this thing. In the life of any person, especially females, you are birthed by old ladies 4 times in your life. The day you were born, your transition to adulthood, that's the depot
puberty,
yes.
Right.
You'll be birthed by old lady for the second time. The third one is when you're going to get married.
Yeah.
And the last one is when you die. You see, we can package these things for people to have an understanding of how we go about things. When the Queen Mother of Ghana died, Nadedo Madru, a whole lot happened. This woman was in the stool for decades. And we've never seen the funeral of that magnitude, ever. A whole lot happened. And I was expecting some documentary to be done.
There wasn't any?
I've not seen any.
You've not seen any? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Some documentary for people to see how we conduct certain level of funerals. A lot of people came, and in fact, it grew the local economy as well. People were buying kinky and fish. A lot of people came around to sell. All this brought something to the Ghana people. And I don't think we've packaged our things properly.
Okay.
That's the problem we have.
with
this funeral meetings, there's this interplay between the families and the family heads. It's a kind of politics, which is beautiful if you understand the dynamics.
All right.
All these people can witness and know what goes into making a funeral successful. Packaging is still the problem.
Okay.
We have.
Yeah.
Packaging is still the problem. And from meeting all the way to burial, if we can put it properly, people can come around and witness funerals. Yes.
Okay.
Funerals. But I don't think we've done enough by way of packaging these things.
Okay.
Especially, you see, with the fisher folks, they do what we call panshimo during funeral. Yes.
Okay.
They gather and they sing these folklores.
Okay.
Yes. And it's a delight to watch these young men singing these things. And then widowhood rights.
Okay.
There's a storytelling session during widowhood rights of the Ghana people. All these things are.
So we need to be deliberate in
potential
documenting some of these
tourism, activities which we can package for people to have a look. There's a storytelling session from the evening to the next morning.
Okay.
And then they enjoy what we call the abuswato.
All right.
A ram will be slaughtered and the whole family will enjoy it. All these things are potential tourism things that we can.
Thank you very much. Showbiz A-Z on Joy 99.7 FM. And people are listening to us, a lot of people, some even outside the country. Let me say shouts to Kojo Amua. He's a Ghanaian living in Kenya, and he's listening to us now. He and his friends organized the Ghana food event in Kenya in East Africa. Wow, that's super. Okay, thank you so much for listening to us. But before we go, though, Uncle Francis, so next week we're having the Showbiz Roundtable, 7th edition, and this time we are doing GRE versus the creatives. You know, our people have a lot of questions regarding taxes, and you are part of the panel next week. What should we expect?
I think expectation would be a lot of education. I mean, because some of the agitations or issues that we have is, sometimes based on ignorance. Yeah. And I believe that such opportunities are good for all of us to learn. I also believe that there are some genuine, concerns that creatives had about how their money is taxed.
Okay.
And I think it's also an opportunity for the GRA to properly, open things up and show that how things done and all that. I think it's a dialogue that will bring a lot of elucidation and partnership. I believe everybody. I mean, it's difficult to pay tax, because the government is sitting somewhere. It's not the one doing your things for you and all that. But every money you have, they want to take a part. But I believe if we understand the process and what is tax money is used for, and all that, everybody will be paying it. I mean, and even though it's painful,
and maybe when the tax incentives are going to roll out,
yeah,
for us,
what incentives do we have, for instance? Because if I'm organizing a small event and I'm getting some small money, the taxman wants to take everything. I need to properly understand what incentives also the state has to help me be able to expand my work without taking everything that I have, worked for. So I think it's a very good opportunity for both sides to learn and to also consider each other's, proposition and see how we can move forward from there.
Thank you very much. Before we go, though, Togbe and Ni, anybody you want to say shouts to? Maybe you have family, friends listening that you want to mention them before we go.
Sure. I want to thank a certain gentleman from my town called Mauli Humatekbo.
Okay.
Who is from the royal family, who knows a lot about how we do things, who educated even me more on all of the things that we do. And I also want to shout out to a lady called Madame Faustine.
Okay.
Asamani. And her beef is that this way in which we are putting people up, and when they die to their profession, some of them putting cigarettes in their mouth and all of that. We need to stop all of that.
Yeah, some of the things
some of the things are getting
too extreme.
Too extreme. You know, so we need to keep it simple and reverence, or have reverence for the dead, because they mean a lot to us.
Okay, Ni.
Yes, first to my mom, Mami C of Kolewokon, my dear mother. I love my mother so much, and she's happy to see me the way I am on radio, doing my poem for the Garmanche. And that one goes to the Garmanche himself, Nitaki Tekochuru II, and I wish him well.
Thank you very much, Ni Kwade Intre, Francis Doku, Togbe Adabra the fourth, and then Yao Francis Anoche, Frimpong Anoche, who is a resource person who joined us via phone. But let me remind you again that next week we'll be transmitting live from the studios of Joy Prime. Yes, it will be live on Joy FM as well in the Showbiz Roundtable 7th edition, and it's the Creatives versus GRA, Taxation and the Future of Ghana's Creative and Digital Economy. To drive the conversation, we have speakers rest from the GRA, Victor Yao Akogo, who is the Chief Revenue Officer, Domestic Tax Revenue Division, and Isaac Kobina Amwako, Chief Revenue Officer and Head of the GRA IT Training Center. And then we have Francis Doku, Kojo Poku, we have Robert Kla, Latif Abubakar, a number of creatives coming around to also contribute to this conversation on Saturday. Yeah, my name is Kwame Dadzie, show produced by Philip Nine, supported by Nita Te, Olivier Fangdan, and DJ Wobete. And this show was brought to you by MTN. Everywhere you go, superstar multi-food drink. My name is Kwame Dadzie. Yeah, we're back next week.